Welcome to Seven Trumpets Prepper, and in this video I really want to go over something that most people do not touch on in the prepping world. Especially most people might think it's taboo for me to touch this subject because of how I cover so much religious aspects on the show, but I don't care one bit to touch on it because it's important and you need to know because it may save your life one day, and that is alcohol. Now, I'm not saying as far as consuming it and becoming drunk. I'm talking about as fuel. Now, I'm going to do a couple videos on some alternative fuel sources for generators and vehicles and so on here coming up. And the first thing I want to do is what's worked a long time ago. Alright, now first off, I want you to look at some of this normal stuff here that you would see in a package store. Alright, 40% alcohol. Will it run your vehicle? Not a chance. 21%. Good old Tennessee whiskey. 80 proof, but only 40%. Nah. We keep moving over. 21. And then 95. 190 proof. And then over here we have some kosher wine for Passover. Obviously that's way down there. That's only like 11%. And even your wine cooler, not going to come close. 4. But this bad boy right here is going to do the job for you. Good old grain alcohol. This is like pouring, if I was going to compare this, this would be like pouring jet fuel in your car. Now, my only warnings ahead of time is if you pour this in your generator and you run this long enough, you're probably going to burn it up. Okay? I'm just going to be honest with you. Why? Because this burns pure, it burns hot, and it gets the job done. Alright? Now, the only negatives on this is I paid $17 for it at the package store. Okay? So, the only benefit to that is, for that price, is I'm never going to have to replace this. This stuff, it'll be here when Messiah comes back. Alright, so if I need to, I could run the Jenny for maybe a day or two off of that. Alright, so I mean, maybe 3 days if I stretch it. But the thing about it is, it will eventually run out, and I mean, you've got to ask yourself, is it worth $17? I mean, it's fuel I can put up and never have to worry about it and touch it again until I need it. And I can just leave it out, out in an easy stored area for the time being, and people probably just think that's, to be consumed, and I'm not going to consume it at all. I just gathered some of this stuff up here as examples. This one has apparently been really enjoyed in the past. Somebody's wore that out. But I wanted to grab some of these where I could collect them up and show you examples of stuff, because this stuff will not work for fuel. This, ladies and gentlemen, will work. Okay, now I'm going to go over some other stuff later on as well, and obviously we'll touch on moonshine in another video, but this right here, there's what it's called. It's called Graves Grain Alcohol. I'm going to use it, okay, so I wouldn't encourage you to use something I wouldn't use. You've seen us use the gas fire on Nat Geo, on Doomsday Preppers. This is another alternative. As I warned you already, though, it will burn your generator up if you use this excessively, alright? You may be able to do a mix on gas. I don't know. I'll probably only run this by itself in small uses. But there you go. So I hope you enjoy. I hope that's some good information for you. It is an alternative. It's expensive, but it will work. So until we see you again here at Seven Trumpets Prepper Channel, I hope you have a most blessed day in Yahushua's name.